costs include the interest on the bank overdraft. It can be amortization of premium on borrowing. Amortization you will learn in our financial instrument later. It's actually also interest lah. Page 10. Finance cost for finance charge on finance lease. We haven't learned yet IFRS 16. And exchange difference is not in our syllabus. So it's purely interest lah. Interest and on your amortization on overdraft and other types of loan. So qualifying asset definition is an asset that takes substantial period of time. An asset that takes substantial period of time. Substantial period of time, they never say how long, but not necessarily must be more than 1 year. It can be less than 1 year. That take a substantial period of time to get ready for its intended use or sale. So, example, if you construct yourself, the building, you construct something, and it will take substantial period of time to complete so that you can use it, or you complete so that you can sell it. That is qualifying asset. Okay. One example, I construct my machinery. Okay. So machinery, I'm going to incur material costs, labor costs, overhead costs. So do I capitalize? Yeah, I built my own building or machine. I have to incur wood. Okay. Tables and chairs, let's say. I build my own tables and chairs, and it's a very big one. It takes years or months. Material costs, labor costs, overhead, capitalized. And it takes substantial period of time, and it's for my own use. And if it's for my own use, then yeah, it is considered as qualifying asset. Cannot. Later we have other example, but the keyword here is not more than 1 year. It can be less than 1 year. How about what? Yeah, for you construct and then you sell. Example, I'm in a construction business. Okay, I want to construct something because you hire me. Okay, I'm constructing something so that I can actually sell it to you. Material cost, labor cost, overhead cost incurred. And now we're looking at borrowing cost. So if this borrowing cost incurred for the construction of this asset, substantial period of time to complete. And what's the purpose here? Not for my own use, but for sale. Yes, it is a qualifying asset. And what happens if it's a qualifying asset? Okay, so if it's a qualifying asset, the interest can be capitalized or expense off. Capitalized or expense off. Here. If it's related to qualifying asset, then it will be capitalized. Otherwise, expense off. Can you differentiate capitalized and expense off? Asset. The qualifying asset. Otherwise, it is straight to the P&L. Expense off. So now, if I have to ask you, you are the company, you are the manager, so in charge of this company, management. You have a borrowing cost. Do you want it to be capitalized or do you want it to be expense off? As a company, as a manager, everybody want it to be capitalized. So that when it's capitalized, then we got a lot of assets and no expenses. That's why we have a standard telling us what to do. Only certain conditions when you met can capitalize. Otherwise, expense off. If no borrowing cost standard, everybody will start to capitalize. Okay, no? That's why we have a standard telling us when to capitalize. So, I draw you this one here. This timeline. I took a loan. Here, loan received. Okay, this loan is taken to actually finance the construction of my qualifying asset. Qualifying asset is an asset that requires substantial period of time to complete for my intended use or sale. Okay, so this loan is taken to actually finance the construction, and the construction commence here. Commence here. Okay, not? And then commence, construct. Suddenly there's a suspension here. It is suspended, the construction. It can be due to safety reason, maybe because of some suspended means because I got no money, continue, that's why I suspend for a short while. Means I stop construction. Okay, suspended for a short period here, and then I recommence here. Suspended here, and I recommence, and it's completed here. Okay, so question is, the interest that I have incurred, what do I do? The loan started here, and here I will incur interest already, right? Start incurring interest, start paying the bank, and I will expense off. Straight to P&L. Or I write here, net interest expense off. But once the construction of my qualifying asset starts or commence, I will capitalize net interest. Means, sorry? Commence. During the commencement period means still under progress, you capitalize, and then at one period of time whereby because of safety reason, you suspend the construction. Then do you still continue to pay interest? Yes. So it will be net interest expense off. You cannot capitalize. Okay, if it's due to safety reason, now that the suspension has been lifted, you recommence your construction, you can continue to capitalize net interest. Once it is substantially completed, you cannot capitalize anymore. You have to expense it off. Net interest, you expense it off. Okay. So everybody want it to be capitalized. So the standard tells you when you can capitalize. Okay. After the commencement of your qualifying asset, and during suspension period, don't capitalize, and you can continue to capitalize once it be commenced. Until when? When the asset is substantially completed. After that, cannot capitalize anymore. Okay. Now, what do you mean by net asset or net interest? You see, when I first borrow to finance my qualifying asset, so this asset I'm going to construct is going to cost me 1 million. So I borrow 1 million. So do I actually incur 1 million immediately on the date when I commence? Do I incur immediately? No. I borrow 1 million, I'll pay interest on that 1 million to the bank. But the 1 million won't be incurred immediately because it will be incurred throughout the period here. So probably I incur 100,000, 200,000. So I have still got 800,000 in the bank. Can I use it to earn some interest? Yeah, you can always use it to earn interest. So the interest earned, and you have to interest incurred, correct not? You have to pay the bank on the 1 million, and the earn, of course, will be lesser. So we recognize we capitalize the net interest. That's why we have the capitalize the net interest. The money we may use to earn some interest. We confirm must incur interest on the 1 million. We may earn a little bit, so we not net it off. We capitalize the net. Capitalize. Yes, correct. Meaning sell. Okay. I think it is stated here. Wait, okay, here. So we have question on the inventory qualifying asset. The qualifying asset can be PPE, means I construct my own PPE for own use, or the PPE for sale, but normally it's for own use. So if I build my own office building, I capitalize the interest. Investment property, haven't learned yet, IS 40. During construction, intangible asset also haven't learned yet, IS 38. And made to order, the example I give you was you hire me to construct, and then after that I sell to you. It's like construction. Yes, we can capitalize. And then your question, what happened to inventory? So financial asset, haven't learned yet. Inventory produced over a short period of time are not considered as qualifying asset, means we don't capitalize. We can only capitalize the interest on qualifying asset. And it has to be substantial period of time, complete. Short period does not qualify. Inventory, we don't capitalize. Clear? That's why your question on inventory, no. Property, machine, let's say because my company is let's say Siemens, you know Siemens? Siemens, they manufacture a lot of machinery to sell. So yeah, I manufacture machine made to order, because different customer will require different type of machine specification. So made to order. Correct? No. It was recorded as, to me, of course, it is inventory, but it's not a mass produced inventory, If I produce pen and pencil inventory also lah. But I produce, like over here mentioned, made to order is like Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce is specific, yeah. So the specification made to order, another customer will have different specification. Another specification. Then made to order, that one, yes, you can capitalize. But inventory, like a mass produced pen and pencil, is for mass market, so we don't. It's also for sale. This one also for sale. You okay? Alright. And measurement means page 10, how much do we recognize? Well, how much do we capitalize? Is your actual cost incurred, last line there, less income earned. In other words, net interest. We capitalize net interest. Can you underline this? Where funds are borrowed specifically, then we capitalize net interest. I'll tell you what is this. B, next page. I'll explain that one specifically, and then B together. Difficulty arises when entity use a range of debt to finance a wide range of assets. So, just now A borrowed specifically to finance this asset. B, the problem arises when you have a range of finance loan to actually finance a different type of assets, not specific, very general. Example. I take a loan, 10,000 loan at 10%. And this loan taken 10,000 is to finance a qualifying asset. So this asset here, I incur material cost, maybe 5,000, labor cost, another 4,000, overhead, another 10, another 1. So I finance this 10,000 using this loan. And this loan is specifically borrowed to finance the construction of that asset. Therefore, the 10,000, 10%, 1,000 finance cost, I can capitalize. And if I earn some interest from this 10%, this 10,000, I only capitalize, let's put in here, income earned is 400 lah, 400. So I just capitalize, capitalize finance cost only 600. It's 1,000 minus 4. We capitalize the net because it's specifically borrowed to finance this asset. We capitalize the net. Okay. What the problem arises as stated in part B, I have this loan here 10%, which I borrow just standby. But of course, over time, I still borrow another 12%, 30,000 for standby working capital purpose, inventory, receivable, and other purpose. So I have two loans, and then I want to construct an asset which is actually a qualifying asset, requires substantial period of time to complete. So I incur, and incur. Can I capitalize the interest? Yes, as long as the fund borrowed to finance the construction of qualifying asset, the interest can be capitalized. Should I use 10 or should I use 12? Since I borrow, let's say this one I need about, let's say 5,000. I just need 5 only. But I have two loans. I'm not going to specifically borrow 5,000 just to finance this. I already have a loan of 40,000. So I'm just taking money from here to finance this construction here. So it's from a general pool of loan fund. It's not a specific loan taken. So 5,000 borrowed to finance this. And the interest used. How many percent should I use? 10 or 12 or average? So the question says, the standard says use the average. So, and the average is weighted average. Okay. So if you use the normal simple average, 10 plus 12 divided to 11, but they say weighted average. So what is weighted average? So we call it the weighted average rate or interest. It will be, total is 40,000. 10,000 out of 40,000 is lesser, so we give lesser weight to 10%. Whereas 30,000 is bigger, we give more weightage to 12%. So you focus on 10 over 40, 30 over 40. Which one more higher weightage? 30. We give more weightage to 12%. We give lesser weight to 10%.
Not because the price for the fee, that's the price for the loan of the fee.
It is. Because out of the 40, at the bottom here, 30,000 out of 40 actually related to 12%. So we give more weightage to 12. You notice here 3 over 4 compared to 1 over 4. 3 over 4 higher weightage. So we give more weightage to 12. So add up. 1 over 4 is 2.5. 3 over 4 will be divided by 4 is 3, 9. Then 12 divided by 4 lah. 12 divided by 4 is 3, right? 3 times 3 will be 9. Because there's 0, you cancel out already. 2.5 you divide by 4. 10 divided by 4 is quarter. Quarter is 2.5. Okay, no problem. So, when you say 11, it's not because simple. So when it's you add up, it's 11.5. So this is our weightage because we give more weightage to 12. That's why it's nearer to 12%. 11.5. Therefore, the interest that we use will be 11.5%. Is it okay? Do I earn any interest from this 40,000? Possible. But we're not going to take the interest and we're going to minus from here. No. We take this 11.5, not the net. Only the specifically borrowed, a specific fund borrowed to finance the qualifying asset, we only take the net. So let's read through one more time. How measurement means how much do I capitalize? It depends. Is it a specifically borrowed fund? If yes, we take the net interest. Okay. Next, the problem means the difficulty arises when you use a range of that. Means the 10% and the 12%. It could be different others. It could be few others. So my example is only two, 10 and 12. If you use a range of that to finance a wide range of asset, qualifying asset, so that there's no direct association, it's not directly a loan and qualifying asset, then we use the capitalization rate, which is the weighted average. Weighted average. No, no need. No, it's only for specific borrow fund. Okay. Okay. Yes, can.
Did you put it?
Huh? No, no, I'm okay.
You're so far.
Because so far, yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. Earlier we have commencement, suspension, and cessation. So, what did the standard say? What constitutes as commencement? So, three event or transaction must take place. Three things must take place for it to be considered as commencement. Because once commencement of the construction, then we can start to capitalize. So that's why what constitutes commencement? So these three things must take place. The expenditure on the asset is being incurred. You already start to incur to construct the qualifying asset. First. Secondly, you did borrow money. If you construct no borrow money, if you do not borrow money, then how do you capitalize the borrowing cost? So expenditure already incurred and borrowing cost also incurred, and the activity are in progress, meaning it's not suspended. It's in progress. So commencement. Because the question, if let's say higher level, at this level I'm supposed to okay. So they tell them here, SBR especially, the company actually commenced borrowed money and then they actually capitalized 5,000. So explain, comment. Something like that. So you must apply your understanding here. Okay, the 5,000 capitalized, so as per IS 32, 23, 33, bring in qualifying asset, bring in your loan, specifically borrowed, then you must explain what is commencement. So the company start to capitalize provided they have commenced construction. Explain what is commencement. SBR. So what is commencement? Means it must have been incurred, borrowing costs also incurred, and it must be in progress. Yeah, you have commencement, then you start to capitalize. And suspension period. So what is suspension? 5.3 first. Capitalization should be suspended, means you don't capitalize during the suspension period, means interrupted for any extended time. Due to safety reason, indefinite suspension for 10 months, for 5 months, or until further notice, you don't capitalize. Short term is okay. That temporary delay, no suspension is necessary for temporary delay or for a period where substantial technical admin work is taking place. You stop just for a while because maybe the stock is coming. Yeah, the machine just a temporary book down, then it's okay. Yeah, but they never mention here on the outcome. Okay, now there is a temporary delay. Okay, that's the line. Cessation means once completed, we must cease capitalizing. If you don't have this, everybody will just continue to capitalize, even though it's already completed. So when do you stop capitalizing? When the construction is completed substantially. Not completely, substantially. So this word very powerful, substantially. The capitalization of attributable borrowing costs should cease, although minor modification may be still outstanding. So substantially, they never say means how much, but example, sometimes when we finish construction, let's say it's a building, we will do some touch up, correct? With some defects, we do some touch up, do some minor repair. That one not considered as ongoing. Huh? Robo then it's not complete. You see, I mean, you open to argument. If robo, then you say, hey, it's just a small area there's a robo, then of course no issue. You see, many people want it to be continued to be capitalized. That's why they say substantially. Actually, a lot of things, when it comes to accounting, a lot also use judgment. Many times you have to use judgment. Huh? That's why you have to use professional judgment. We call it professional judgment. Then we use the best practice. Best practice means you apply also best practice means majority use which method. When they do it this way, then we use the best practice. Okay. So auditor use a lot of judgment. The final report that you use for audit, for tax, that report consists, I think, easily more than 50-60% all judgment. Example, true and fair view. How do you know true and fair view or judgment? Based on the evidence that we have, then we talk, okay, is true and fair view. Materiality, why 5%, not 10%? Judgment. Okay. Do you accept the explanation by the client? Judgment. So majority of judgment. That's why we get scolding a lot of auditor. Because when you are young, inexperienced, how to use judgment, compared to the seniors with experience. So that's why you get scolding a lot. But you learn from them. Judgment. Okay. Like, when last time we worked, explanation by the client, to be totally makes sense. But when you go and explain it, the client explain this to me, I explain to the boss will ask for the query. Okay. So you kena also. Like last time when I stock take, the stock take, we have this is palm oil. We stock take palm oil whereby we have to climb up the silo. This is me standing here like that lah. Yeah, climb up the silo. And then the palm oil will be like this full. And you know palm oil is when it's cold, it will contract. Means it will be here lah. When it's hot, then it becomes chai. Chai, then it will be higher. So at different time you go, it will be like this. So that's why when you stock take, you have to look at the degree Celsius. Right? Huh? The palm oil? Yeah, the palm oil clusters of lah. Yeah, they put in that this is worth millions, worth a lot of thousands lah. So you have a degree Celsius, and what we do is we open up the cover, and then we can see lah, but it's very dark. Or it's just the smell only, very smelly one. Cannot palm oil, you pass through palm oil, gata also same thing one. So what you do is we use the machine reader to read 1 meter. So the machine read 1 meter, then from there we do some calculation, means it's about this high. With the degree Celsius, then you do the calculation and then the value of this palm oil. So reasonable or not? They use the reader, reasonable. So you put that down 1 meter long, yeah, correct. Degree Celsius at the time, correct. Then you go explanation to your boss. Okay. You just accept like that. Yeah, okay, about the machine. Okay. Then you start, how reliable is the machine? Okay, quite new. I know it's new, the boss, I know it's new, but how new the reader is correct 1 meter? What do you do to confirm that this reader is correct? Oh, I didn't do anything. Kena. Not we never do anything to confirm that reader is correct. Because we rely on new, and then new technology from Germany, reliable example. And then I asked back, then how should we confirm that this is correct? So you just agak-agak, your height 1 meter is around here. You just use the meter and read. If it's really around 1 meter, then it's reliable lah. You don't read 2 meter, when the ground to here is about 1 meter, and they read 4 meter, then not reliable lah. So we use judgment. 1 meter is about this high. So you use the machine and read. If around 1 meter means reliable lah. Oh, then we know lah. So that's why we kena. Okay, this one textbook cannot. They don't teach us to be smart. But cannot lah. Be what lah? Creative lah. Okay. This one more thing. If you fall down, drop, hit, you die on.
How you go up?
You climb the stairs.
Oh,
climb. But I audit one, stock take one, and climb there is this is plant, tepung, corn also. Yeah. So that one the building is about this tall, and then you can take the lift up, and then you walk up from the door here, and then you jump, not jump, sorry. You walk from here to here lah. There's a papan, not papan lah. It's like tiki, you know. You walk across the. Yeah. So they only ask the guys to climb lah. Huh? But we still die right before. It's not like girl fall would die. The guy fall won't die, then let the guy do lah. But the guy fall also will die. But they still ask the guys to climb. Okay? I mean, I don't know. I didn't ask that, but you have to climb all this definitely. Okay. Then one more thing on effective. Stated here, wait or the effective later, but we try to understand the capitalization first. Question 1. No, the next page lah, the question. On the 1st January, ABC borrowed 1.5 million to finance the production of 2 assets. Both were expected to take a year to build. Work started in 2006 and the loan facility was drawn down and incurred on 1st. So what do you mean by drawn down? Means sometimes when the loan is taken 1.5, and the bank actually already make a provision of 1.5 for us. So we definitely must pay the 1.5 million interest. So we can withdraw anytime, any amount. Okay, it's already allocated for us. So the loan facility was drawn down and incurred on 1st, meaning we draw money on the 1st and was utilized as follows. Withdraw lah, yes, correct. So we withdraw 500,000 for asset A, 1 million for asset B. So that's why we have a loan of 1.5. So we focus on asset A because asset B will be same. The loan interest is 9% and ABC can actually invest to earn a 7%. This is a loan specifically taken to finance the asset. 2 assets, 500 and 1 million. However, the loan taken is 250. So the loan on this asset A is 500,000, in which I pay 9% interest. So when I have 500, I withdraw 250 first, right, on the 1st of January. I left with 250. What can I do with this 250? I can use it to invest and earn 7%. And when do I withdraw this 250? 1st July, I withdraw 250. No more money to invest. So my interest earned is how much? For how long? It's only for half a year, 6 months, and it's only 250. So the interest earned is 250, 7% for half a year. Okay, now, and the loan is taken 500,000 from the bank, and the interest starts from the loan is started, which is 1st January. So 1 year will be how much? 500,000, right? Full year. So the interest will be 9% times 500, which is 45. The interest earned is 8750. So can I capitalize this net interest? Yeah, if it's on qualifying asset A and B, now we focus on A. A is a qualifying asset, therefore the interest can be capitalized. Do we capitalize only 45 or net? Because it is a specific borrowed fund. So the amount to be capitalized will be 45,000 minus the interest earned, therefore we capitalize 36. What is the value of this asset? 500,000. And the interest I capitalize is 36. Therefore, the asset is 536. So let's say the useful life, example, useful life is 10 years. My depreciation will be 536250 divided by 10. I depreciate 53625. Assuming because this is my asset. I capitalize 36, so the asset value is 536. So useful life 10 years, divide 10 years. Okay. So, okay, Nori. Asset B, same thing. I borrow 1 million. Then I use 500,000 means the 500,000 is only earned for half a year, 500. But the 1 million is for 1 year, interest 9%. So this one will be 9% on the 1 million. Whereas 500,000, I earn 7% for half a year. Same concept. Okay, so net interest. We do last one, capitalization, 2 minutes. Yeah. Because of the stories, this time. Number 22. Calculate the weighted average rate or the capitalization rate, same, as well as the interest to be capitalized if I have this loan here of 7, 8.4, 8.2%. Respectively, they are repayable in 2016, 18, 19. Loan was drawn for the construction of a qualifying asset. Definition is an asset that requires substantial period of time to complete for its intended use or sale. So it's a qualifying asset. So qualifying to interest we can capitalize. I borrow 10, and these are my interest rate. And should I take from 7, 8.4, 8.2? No, we use the weighted average. So the weighted average rate 60, 190, yes. Cannot. Don't like that lah, this one how lah. You don't convert into 0.7, 0. No need, just take 7. 2.2. 2.21. 9 over 19.
3.98. 1.73. 7.93.
Question last. Will my interest, the lowest is 7, the highest 8.4. 7 and 8.4. The lowest and highest. Will the interest, the final answer, above 8.4? Can never. Is it below 7? No, it has to be in between. So 7.92. Right. 7.92. So I only borrow 10. What is my interest? Interest to be capitalized. 7.92 times 10. 792. Oh. 792. Yeah. So the asset is the cost plus the finance cost, which is capitalized 792. 10792 is the asset value. I'm going to depreciate based on this 10,792. The what? Yeah. So whatever you see, what you do is you take the total interest. Let's say all this interest one by one, I have to pay about 20,000. So out of the 20,000 interest, I'll take 792 capitalized, and the balance, whatever you say, will be expense off.